Your responsibility, then, is simply to remain open, to remain inwardly turned, to remain receptive. You do not need to maintain this attunement perfectly, only consistently. You return to it again and again, not out of obligation, but out of recognition that everything you need is already present within the field of your inner being. The more frequently you return, the more easily the attunement stabilizes, and the more naturally the word arises within you. This is the quantum nature of responsibility on the ascending timelines. It is not something you perform, it is something you allow. It is not something you prove, it is something you become. And as you embody this inner orientation, you discover that the outer world responds in kind, harmony emerges without effort, solutions arise without strain, and your life becomes an expression of the inner source working through you, guiding you step by step into the new reality you came to help anchor. As humanity enters the most concentrated period of systemic transformation it has ever collectively navigated while remaining in physical form, there will be a natural gravitation toward those who radiate steadiness. People will instinctively seek out the individuals who emanate calm, coherence, and inner connectedness, not because these individuals claim authority, and not because they position themselves as leaders, but because their energy communicates safety in a world where old structures are wobbling. You will notice this occurring spontaneously. People will drift toward your presence, drawn by something they cannot name. They will feel your steadiness the way one feels the warmth of a fire in a cold room. They will sense the clarity in you, even before they understand what you have done internally to cultivate it. Your stability becomes a paramount bedrock layer in these times, and that stability does not come from controlling anything in the outer world. It comes from no longer being controlled by it. When your center of gravity shifts inward, when your sense of safety comes from your attunement to source rather than from the consistency of external systems, you become immune to the destabilizing currents that will move through the collective. This immunity is not emotional numbness or detachment. It is spiritual rootedness. It is the realization that nothing can disturb the sanctuary within you unless you leave it. When others sense this inner refuge in your field, they feel it as relief. They feel it as possibility. They feel it as a reminder of something they have not yet remembered about themselves. Your stability mirrors their potential. Even if they cannot articulate it, what they perceive in you is the existence of a place within themselves where peace is possible, where clarity is accessible, and where fear loses its authority. You do not need to explain this. You do not need to instruct anyone in how to access it. Simply by being attuned, you help others feel, however briefly, their own capacity to attune as well. As outer structures wobble, financial systems, political frameworks, social institutions, global alliances, your inner attunement becomes a sanctuary not only for yourself, but also for the people who come into your sphere. This sanctuary does not depend on circumstances. It does not depend on predictions or outcomes. It does not depend on timelines. It is the direct result of your relationship with the inner source, cultivated through your repeated inward turning, your trust in the guidance that rises from within, and your willingness to rest in the secret place, even when the world around you is noisy and uncertain. You serve in this era, not by performing, but by being. Your presence is your offering. Your coherence is your contribution. You do not need to hold the world together. You need only to hold yourself in alignment. From that alignment, your field broadcasts a frequency that interacts with the collective in ways that are subtle, yet profoundly stabilizing. You anchor a kind of order that does not come from structure, but from consciousness. You embody a form of leadership that requires no title, no role, and no external recognition. This is why the starseed, the awakened one, the inwardly attuned individual, becomes essential in the years ahead. You are not here to save the world. You are here to stabilize it, to hold a space where others can breathe again, feel again, and reconnect with their own inner source. And as you embody this state more deeply, you will discover that the greatest service you can offer is the simplest: to remain anchored, receptive, present, and aligned with the truth that nothing in the outer world determines who you are or the peace available within you right now. As the outer world becomes increasingly saturated with information, narratives, counter-narratives, revelations, denials, predictions, warnings, claims of truth, accusations of falsehood, you will find that the mind alone can no longer navigate this landscape. Analysis will exhaust you. Argument will confuse you. Logic will bend to whichever perspective is most emotionally charged in the moment. In this kind of environment, discernment cannot come from thought. It must arise from within. It must emerge from the deeper intelligence of your being that is already attuned to what is real, what is aligned, and what resonates with the truth of your inner source. True discernment is a sovereign frequency. It does not depend on evidence, consensus, or persuasion. It is not a competition between opinions. It is a felt knowing that emerges from your coherence, the sensation that something expands you or contracts you, uplifts you or drains you, aligns you or distorts you. This intuitive resonance is your compass in the years ahead. When you encounter a piece of information, the question is not, "Is this true?" but, "What does this do to my field?" If it brings you into contraction, if it disconnects you from your center, if it creates fear without offering inner clarity, it is not aligned with the timeline you wish to inhabit. If it brings spaciousness, if it strengthens your inner calm, if it deepens your connection to the source within, then it is resonant with your highest trajectory. You will be surrounded by dramatic claims and equally dramatic refutations. You will see disclosures emerge in waves, followed by attempts to suppress or discredit them. You will watch narratives fracture and reorganize as humanity grapples with truths that were long hidden or distorted. This is all part of the collective detox, but it can easily overwhelm those who are still looking outward for certainty. Discernment rooted in inner attunement makes navigation effortless because it bypasses the noise entirely. You are not sorting through the world to find truth. You are feeling into your own being and allowing truth to reveal itself from within. This is why your inward practice matters so profoundly. Every time you return to the inner sanctuary, every time you rest in the remembrance that the kingdom is within, you refine your vibrational compass. You learn the subtle difference between the voice of fear and the voice of truth, between the fragmentation of external influence and the coherence of inner guidance. Inward attunement sharpens discernment because it strengthens your connection to the source that cannot be deceived, manipulated, or confused by outer chaos. Discernment in this era is not skepticism. It is clarity without fear. Fear clouds perception. Love clears it. When you are anchored in your inner source, you can look at any narrative without losing your center, without becoming entangled in emotional reactivity, without adopting someone else's perspective as your own. You observe, you feel, you sense, and then you choose the timeline that aligns with your coherence. This is discernment as the new sovereign frequency. It is an inner refinement, not an outer argument. It is the quiet confidence of one who listens from the heart of their being rather than from the noise of the world. And as you strengthen this frequency, you become immune to manipulation, immune to confusion, and perfectly capable of navigating the most complex period of collective revelation humanity has ever experienced. As the outer world grows louder, more chaotic, and more complex, your spiritual evolution moves in the opposite direction, toward simplicity, toward gentleness, toward inwardness. The most powerful practice you can cultivate in this era is not elaborate ritual, not extended meditation, not intense discipline. It is the repeated inward turning, done briefly, frequently, and with softness. These moments may last only a few seconds, yet they are potent recalibrators of your entire field. Each time you pause and redirect your awareness inward, each time you withdraw your attention from the noise of the world and acknowledge the source within you, you stabilize your vibration, you restore coherence. You remember what is real. A single inner moment, soft, sincere, uncluttered, can shift your entire trajectory. When you quietly affirm, "Thank you, Source. The kingdom is within me now," you activate a vibrational truth that overrides the density of external conditions. You remind your body that it is safe. You remind your emotions that they do not need to chase or resist the world. You remind your mind that it is not responsible for navigating life on its own. You reaffirm your connection to the infinite wellspring that flows through your being. This remembrance, even when brief, creates an opening through which guidance, stability, and clarity flow. These micro-moments are not placeholders between larger spiritual practices. They are the practice. They are the rhythm of sovereignty. They are the heartbeat of alignment. When you turn inward hundreds of times a day, not out of compulsion, but out of recognition, you gradually dissolve the illusion that your good comes from anywhere outside yourself. You break the unconscious dependency on systems, structures, and circumstances. You disentangle your emotional body from the fluctuations of the outer world. You teach your entire field to remain rooted in the secret place within you. The more you practice these inward returns, the stronger your coherence becomes. You begin to notice that moments of contraction dissolve more quickly. Decisions arise with less mental effort. Emotional turbulence no longer destabilizes you. Your intuition sharpens. Your body relaxes into a deeper state of trust. You become grounded not in the world's predictability, but in your own inner connectivity. This is how stability is generated, not by controlling your environment, but by consistently returning to the inner sanctuary where you are already whole, already supplied, already guided. As you cultivate this practice, you align naturally with the new systems being born on your planet. These systems, economic, technological, communal, and educational, are designed for humans who operate from coherence rather than dependency. They are built for individuals who know how to derive their strength and clarity from within. When you anchor sovereignty in your daily life through frequent inward remembrance, you become a match to these higher systems. You become an energetic participant in their formation and implementation. This is also how you embody the new human template. The new human does not seek outward stability. They radiate inner stability. They do not depend on outer structures for their identity. They rest in inner truth. They do not look to the future with anxiety. They feel the guidance of the present moment rising from within. You become this new template not through grand transformations, but through the gentle consistency of returning to your inner source again and again.